Caesar Capital. Hope you're well. It's the 23rd of December 2024, and this will be likely the last YouTube video of this year. So thank you very much for subscribing to this channel and supporting this channel. And I'd like to thank all the members in my group as well. It's been a good year. We are up significantly now, having taken good positions in altcoins and Bitcoin at the lows. So yeah, been a good year, but I think 2025 is going to be a much better year. So looking forward to that. Just quickly before we start looking at the charts, another shameless plug for the group. If you want to join the group, a premium membership, which gets you 12 months VIP membership, access to my altcoin picks, a full education package, full Discord access, 24/7 support, live Zooms, portfolio management assistance, and daily market updates just for $4.99. That's ridiculously cheap. If you want to join the group, send us an email via the website, link in the description, or DM me directly on X. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart. So I'm going to look at a lower time frame to begin with. This is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. And in my view, that we've clearly got two ranges here. We've got the range high and the range low. So far, we have respected the range high. We have come down to the bottom of the range around the sort of like 92 to 90k region, and we seem to have respected that so far. But there is a bit of a possibility we might break down through this range. If we break down through the 92k area, then it's going to be 86k is going to be the next area of interest. There was a clear bearish divergence going on here. So see we have a higher high on the RSI here when the price was here. Then we had a higher low on the RSI, sorry, but a higher high on the price. So we had a higher low on the RSI and a higher high on the price, and that was a clear bearish divergence, which is now playing out. And we are Bitcoin has corrected 14.68% as it stands, 12.3%. Now, as you can see here, a pullback from the all-time high of 108k down to this range low area is a 14.8% pullback. But if Bitcoin were to continue to break down a little bit more through this range to this range low, down to the 86k mark, that would be a 20% correction. That's about right, I think, in this current market. We don't seem to be having deeper corrections as we did previously. However, if we break down through the 86k range, then 73k is on deck. That's going to be the next area of significant support because that's where the previous all-time high was. There is a possibility, of course, that we could break down through 86k and come down to 73. That would be a pullback of 30, well, let's call it 32%. Again, that's not uncommon in Bitcoin bull markets. Bitcoin likes a very nice deep correction. But we haven't really seen hugely deep corrections so far. So my guess is that I think that we likely hold the 86k mark, but there is, of course, a possibility we might come down here. I put the statistical analysis or the likelihood of that about 20%, but you know, I could be completely wrong. But for me, if Bitcoin does get down to this area of 73k, that's purely just a buying opportunity. I still think we're in a bull market, very much so. But again, down here to 92k is also a buying opportunity, and again at 86k. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But what Bitcoin does like to do during January is have a pullback. If you look at the charts on a daily time frame, look at the BLX. No, actually, you can't look at the BLX on a daily time frame. Look at the Bitstamp chart on a daily time frame, and you'll find certainly in bull markets, quite a lot of the time, Bitcoin has a decent pullback. So I think it's likely that we're going to chop around here. I don't really see any form of pushing higher during Christmas. I think everybody's going to go home for Christmas. Remember, institutions are involved now, so they're going to go home for Christmas and not likely be interested until the beginning of the new year. My guess, really, and this just simply is a guess, is that we just chop around in this range. Whether we reach the range low or not, I don't know, but we chop around here until around about mid-January, around about 13th of January. Then I think around that point, that's when Bitcoin's going to start moving again. I mean, Trump's going to be in office soon, and those first 100 days are going to be important, I think, for crypto, because he's made a lot of promises in relation to crypto, so it'll be interesting to see whether he keeps those promises. But we've got a very bullish incoming administration in the US, so I think that is just good for crypto. But right now, I think we're just going to chop around. So just be aware of these levels. 92k, I think that's a buying opportunity. I mean, even if you're looking to you're looking at altcoins. I mean, really, Bitcoin's king, so it's going to dictate really whether altcoins go up or down, particularly if it's trending downwards. So if you're looking to buy an altcoin when Bitcoin's around about the 92k mark, that might be an area of interest. And again, if Bitcoin comes down into this lower range of between sort of 87 to 86k, again, buying opportunity. And as I said before, if we break down through these two ranges, then it's back down to 73k. As I said, I don't think that's going to happen, but it's possible. I think the likelihood is that we hold the range high and range low that we've been now consolidating in for a short while. So those are the areas of interest. Still very bullish on Bitcoin, still very bullish on the altcoins. I mean, we're in a cycle now. We're beyond the midpoint. Everybody knows now what the midpoint is of a cycle. If you don't know what the midpoint is, go back and look at my other videos. But here in the red dotted vertical lines, you can see where the midpoint is of the cycle. The midpoint is basically halfway point between each low, each 4-year low of each cycle. And what do we do? What does Bitcoin do at the point of the midpoint? It rallies to the upside. Okay, that was the first cycle. What does Bitcoin do? Well, sorry, that was the second cycle. What does Bitcoin do at the midpoint in the third cycle? It rallies to the upside. So the likelihood is it's going to rally to the upside, but you just got to be a bit patient with it. And January is generally a bit of a sell-off consolidation area. So I'm not at all concerned. I'm just sitting and waiting and being patient. And that's exactly what you should do. So you should just go away, enjoy your Christmas, spend time with your family. No need to look at the charts too much, and we'll see what January brings us. So happy Christmas to you all. Again, thank you so much for supporting this channel, and I thank all the members in my group, all the traders in my group as well, for their support. And I hope you have a restful Christmas, and I wish you all a happy new year, and I'll see you for our first video in the new year. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.